Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be putting two different concealers on and seeing how they wear side by side, compare them to one another. As you can tell from the title, it is going to be my LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer and the Tarte Shape Tape, my Holy Grail Tarte Shape Tape. I really like this concealer even still. I know some people find it extremely drying or very drying, but I personally don't mind it. I don't think that it wears too dry when I pair it up with my Becca Corrector, my under eye corrector, because like I've mentioned in previous videos, this corrector is very creamy, pretty tacky, so I feel like it does a good job of keeping the under eye area somewhat moist so that it's not completely dry, and it keeps my concealers in place. So that is what I'm going to be using. When I reviewed this one, I reviewed it alongside their correctors as well, the LA Girl correctors, and I just felt like it was a little bit too dry, but the coverage was amazing. So I wanted to use my Holy Grail corrector with this matte or more of a matte concealer. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be using both of these with this corrector and see whether or not this turns out to be a nice and affordable dupe for this one right here. So let's just jump right into it. If you're looking for specific information on either one of these concealers, I do have a full review on both of them and I will link it right up here. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my corrector, of course. So the shade that I use is the medium to deep. I used to use the light to medium, what is now the light to medium, because back when I started using the Becca corrector, they only had one shade. So they didn't have the two shades like they do now. They only had what is now considered light to medium, and that is what I used to use. I really like it. Okay, so now that I'm done with the corrector, I'm going to be applying some foundation. So I'm just going to do that off camera really quickly and I will be right back. Alright, so now I am back with foundation on, color corrector underneath the eyes, and it is time for concealer. So I'm going to start off with the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to place it here, like that. So the Tarte Shape Tape is going to be on the right. And then I'm going to take my LA Girl Concealer, and that one is going to go on the left here. So this one I am using in the shade Creamy Beige, and my Tarte Shape Tape, I always grab the shade Medium for this. So now I'm just going to blend it out using my Real Techniques, I always forget the name of this, Deluxe Crease Brush. That is how I've been blending out my concealer, and I really like it. I also really recommend it because you don't need as much product doing it like this. Alright, so there's one side done, and now the LA Girl one. Alright, so now it is time to set, and I'm just going to set with a little bit of my RCMA No Color Loose powder, just like I normally would. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, just a tiny amount. I just dip my sponge into the powder, and then I just shake off the excess, and I set with whatever's left over. One difference that I am noticing right away is that the LA Girl one does seem to settle, especially if you don't set it. So I'm trying to avoid that right here. Just a little bit, but it is settling. Whereas the Tarte Shape Tape, it doesn't. You honestly don't even really need to set the Tarte Shape Tape, especially if you go pretty light-handed with it. Alright, so now that I'm done setting it, I'm going to zoom y'all in so that you can get a better look at the Tarte Shape Tape underneath my eye versus the LA Girl Concealer. Alright, so this is what the under eye area currently looks like. Okay, so now I'm just going to jump off camera really quickly, finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back, makeup is done, and the under eye area is still pretty even as far as coverage. We'll see how they wear next to one another though. It is currently 11:12 in the morning. I do plan on wearing these concealers all day long, and I am going to be coming back halfway through the day in order to show you all some close-ups and to talk to you all a little bit about how they compare to one another come midday. So I will see you all back here in a few hours for a quick check-in. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in, end of day check-in. I didn't do a midday check-in because I honestly don't even know where the time went. We are packing, getting ready to move here in a couple of weeks, and so I was so focused on that before I knew it, it was already 5:30, and I figured, you know what, I should just wait until the end of the day, because at this point, if I do a midday check-in and then I come back 2 hours later, it's like not gonna make a difference. So it is currently 7:24. I have to end the day a little bit early because tomorrow have to wake up early. It is a school day, and Game of Thrones is on tonight, so you know I cannot miss that. I have to have everything ready to go before I sit down and watch it. But anyway, here I am now, end of day. I can show you all some close-ups and talk to you about how they compare to one another. The LA Girl concealer versus the Tarte Shape Tape with the Becca Corrector underneath. So let me zoom you all in. All right, so this is what the under eye area currently looks like. The Tarte Shape Tape, of course, I knew it was gonna wear well. That's why I love it alongside the corrector. But the LA Girl side, it didn't do so well. Not with my Becca Corrector, not at all. As you can see, the product kind of moved around. It separated in between my fine lines. It also settled in between my fine lines. So didn't wear well with the corrector. So there you have it. That is the current situation, and now I can absolutely say that these two do not wear well together for me. Not like these two. These two wear really well for me under the eyes. They conceal everything. They stay in place. They don't move around. They don't settle. It doesn't crack. It just, for me, it just works so well, these two together. But yeah, these are not the same. I wouldn't call this a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. Not at all. Unfortunately, because this is a very inexpensive concealer, very high coverage. But if you are wanting to use this and you do feel like you need a corrector underneath, I would recommend the LA Girl correctors to use alongside this. Because yeah, it didn't wear well. Not with the Becca Corrector. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for requesting this. I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning of the day, but the only reason why I did this is because you all wanted to see it. When I did my review on the Pro Conceal Concealer from LA Girl, I thought that it would wear like the Tarte Shape Tape. I was almost positive that it would be a dupe. And so I asked you all in that video whether or not you'd want to see this video, and a lot of you said yes. So that is why I, filmed this little experiment today, and unfortunately, it's not the case, but hey, at least we tried, right? So thank you all so much for requesting this. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you all. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.